Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Macroeconomics. I hope that your week's going well. If you look, your discussion questions already posted for this week. There's just one. Your reading this week covers the federal budget. We already talked about that quite a bit last week. And then this week we're looking at banking as well. The other class, one of the other classes I teach is money and banking. I was a banker for a long time. So as you get into this material, if you get stuck, please feel free to ask, or if you find it really interesting, feel free to ask for more information. I'll be happy to help you with that. One of the things that tends to throw people off is the idea of fractional reserves. Whenever you go through your book and it talks about fractional reserves, what that means is whenever you go to the bank and you make a deposit, the bank holds part of that money either in cash, in vault cash, or they deposit it with the Fed, and the rest of it they're able to loan out. So if you want to increase the money supply, one of the things that you can do is decrease the amount of reserves that banks have to hold. That reserve requirement depends on if it's an M1, M2, or M3 deposit as to how much they have to hold. But typically in your checking deposit, they hold about 10% of it, and if you open a CD, they don't hold any of it, because if you were to come withdraw it, you'd pay a penalty anyway. So the reserve system isn't as important there. But whenever you get into fractional reserves, it's one of the ways that we can control the money supply. We don't change the amount of reserve holding with banks very often anymore. It tends to have problems whenever we do that. If we really need to stimulate the economy, the ways that we do that is to make banks really weak, which is a problem in itself. If you look at banks today, one of the problems is they don't have enough assets, so they don't have enough in reserve. However, we're still coming out of a recession. Technically, we're out of it, but we still have some problems with banks. The last thing we want to do is cut how much they have in cash to pay out to their customers. So anyway, think about that as you read through. The readings actually, this may be the shortest week of actual readings. So with that too, your test 2, for the most part, you did very well. There's one person who still hasn't taken test 2. As soon as they take it, I'll make it where that you can see your answers and the correct answers, because that will help you quite a bit with your final. So and for the most part, most of you are keeping up with all your readings. There are a couple of you who are behind on some homework, and one person who still hasn't taken their test. I know why they haven't taken their test, but that should be done shortly. But if you're having problems with something, please let me know. I'm accessible every day. You can email me, you can call me. Only one of you has called me all semester, and one of you stopped by to see me. I realize a lot of you aren't around to stop by and see me, but I'll be happy to help you however I can. There's a couple of you who are struggling, and I really want to help you, but I need to know why you're struggling. If it's a time commitment issue, if it's you don't understand the material, just let me know what I can do to help you and get through this material better. So anyway, I hope your summer is going well. Final question. A couple people have asked about your final, and it has to be proctored. Do you have to be on campus? The answer is no. You don't have to be on campus. Now we can find a suitable proctor probably wherever you are. However, the only thing you're allowed to use on your final, if you read your syllabus, is handwritten notes. I do that on purpose. You'll actually learn more writing your notes probably than you will reading the material, so that should help you retain some of this. Your final is not due for a couple of weeks, but be thinking about that as we get closer as to who do you want to proctor stuff, because you'll have to email me and let me know, because there's a password I'll have to share with them. So anyway, I hope all is going well. Let me know what I can do to help. Thanks.